Okay, I'm going to make a guitar using one of these 3 soundboards which I've partly prepared. They're all at 3mm at the moment. And this is a piece of wood that's 50 or 60 euros, a first grade piece of spruce. And it's very close grained, very even. And I weighed it, it's 174 grams, remember it's 3mm. And it's got about 92 lines per 100mm. The end grain is parallel, but it's not completely vertical, so it's slightly off quarter. But it's from a batch of wood which I've used before, and it will make a lovely guitar. Okay, this is a second grade piece of wood. It's much cheaper, and you can see that the grain is more separated. There are only 57 lines to 100mm. But the weight is the same, it's 173 grams, almost exactly the same, at the same thickness. And the interesting thing about this is that the end grain is perfectly vertical and very even. And I think that's rather a nice soundboard, but cosmetically it's going to have these streaks in it. And here's a third soundboard. This piece cost me 6 euros, I think, or 5 euros. It's a very similar weight. 169 grams, it's virtually the same as the others. Again, about 50, an average of 50 lines to 100 per 100 mil, so similar to the previous one. But the grain is not parallel, and it's got some very wide grain here as well. If we look at the end grain, it's slightly off vertical, but only slightly, and it is parallel. So the question is, which one am I going to use? And I think I've decided for my next guitar I'm going to use the middle grade one with the streakiness in it, because I think it's going to make the best guitar. It's quite stiff, it's got quite a good ring to it, and I like the way the grain is very vertical and parallel, and I think it's going to make a really good guitar, even though it's not the best piece in terms of the grading. But I'd be interested to know what anyone else thinks about these pieces of wood, and whether they've asked themselves similar questions about them. Because I have this theory that you don't have to pay a lot of money to get a good piece of wood to make a guitar.